At 69, Kevin Costner finally speaks about his love for Whitney Houston during The Bodyguard. When Kevin Costner first met Whitney Houston in the early 1990s, the world had no idea they were about to witness one of Hollywood's most unforgettable love stories, one that was never quite lived, yet felt by millions. The Bodyguard became more than a blockbuster film. It became an emotional symbol of chemistry, protection, and the power of unspoken love. Now, at 69, Kevin Costner has finally broken his silence, revealing the truth about his feelings for Whitney Houston, his co-star, confidant, and, in many ways, the woman who forever changed his heart. In a recent sit-down interview, Costner's voice trembled as he recalled the first time he saw Whitney. "I knew she was the one," he said softly. Not in a romantic sense at first, but the moment she walked into the room, everything changed. She had this light around her, a rare kind of grace. Back in 1992, Costner wasn't just the leading man in The Bodyguard, he was also one of the driving creative forces behind it. He personally handpicked Whitney Houston for the role of Rachel Marron, despite studio hesitations. The studio had wanted a more experienced actress, but Costner saw something no one else did, a star whose soul would ignite the screen. "Whitney was my choice from day one," Costner revealed. "I fought for her. The studio thought it was risky. She was a singer, not an actress. But I knew she had the heart, the vulnerability, and the power to make Rachel real. I told them, trust me on this one." When Whitney arrived on set, she was nervous, even shy. It was her first major film role, and she worried she couldn't live up to the hype. Kevin recalled how he reassured her before filming their first scene together. "I told her, you're perfect just the way you are. Don't try to act, just be yourself." From that moment, something unspoken grew between them. It wasn't just chemistry, it was connection. The two developed a deep friendship built on mutual respect and understanding. "We made each other laugh," Costner said with a bittersweet smile. "Whitney was funny, and people didn't always see that. She had a warmth about her, a light. When she smiled, the room felt different." Behind the scenes, Costner became a protector not unlike his character, Frank Farmer. He shielded Whitney from pressure, from critics, and sometimes even from herself. Fame weighed heavily on her, and Costner could sense the cracks behind her confident facade. She was under so much pressure to be perfect, to sing perfectly, to act perfectly, to look perfect, he explained. But what made her beautiful wasn't perfection. It was her humanity. During filming, rumors swirled about their closeness. The way they looked at each other on screen wasn't acting, many said, it was real emotion. When asked if he ever fell in love with Whitney, Costner paused for a long time before answering. "I think we both loved each other in our own way," he said finally. "Not the kind of love that leads to marriage or children, but something deeper. We trusted each other. We saw each other." That trust was evident in every frame of The Bodyguard. Their chemistry made audiences believe in love that transcends boundaries. The iconic scene of Kevin carrying Whitney through the snow, or the haunting moment when she runs after his departing car, became cinematic poetry. Decades later, those moments still define both of their careers. When the film was released, it broke records, and Whitney's rendition of "I Will Always Love You" became one of the best-selling singles in history. Costner proudly recalls encouraging Whitney to perform the song a cappella in the film's opening. "She wanted to start with the band, but I told her, no, just your voice. I knew the world needed to hear her, raw and pure. That's what made it magic." Years passed, but their bond remained strong. Even as Whitney's personal struggles became tabloid fodder, Kevin stayed in touch. "I'd check in from time to time," he admitted. "She'd tell me she was okay, even when I knew she wasn't. I wanted her to know she wasn't alone." When Whitney Houston tragically passed away in 2012, Costner was heartbroken. At her funeral, he delivered one of the most moving eulogies ever heard. His words echoed with sorrow, pride, and everlasting affection. "Whitney, if you could hear me now," he said during the service, "I would tell you, you weren't just good enough, you were great." Reflecting on that moment, Costner admitted the eulogy was one of the hardest things he's ever done. "I cried the entire night before," he confessed. "I kept thinking, how do I say goodbye to someone who was never really mine but always held a piece of my heart?" Costner also revealed that he'd promised Whitney, years before her death, that he would speak at her funeral if anything ever happened to her. "She made me promise," he said. "I told her, you're going to outlive me." But she just smiled that Whitney smile and said, "You never know, Kevin." Now, more than a decade later, Kevin says he still feels her presence. "Every time I hear her sing, 'I Will Always Love You,' I stop whatever I'm doing," he said. "It's like she's right there again, laughing, teasing me, telling me to stop being so serious." He even keeps a framed photo of them together on the set of The Bodyguard, in his home office. "It reminds me of a time when things were simpler," he said. "When it was just two people trying to tell a love story." Costner's voice softened as he added, "The truth is, I'll always love Whitney. Not because she was a superstar, but because she was my friend. Because she trusted me. And because, for a little while, we created something beautiful together." Friends of both stars have often spoken about their bond. Clive Davis once said, "Kevin was one of the few people Whitney truly trusted in Hollywood." Others close to her recall how she'd light up when talking about him. "She always said he made her feel safe," one friend shared. "That's something she didn't feel often." Kevin Costner's life has seen many roles, many loves, and many accolades. Yet when asked which story means the most to him, he doesn't hesitate. "It's The Bodyguard," he said. "Not because of the success, but because of her. That movie was Whitney's moment. I just happened to be standing next to her." The actor believes their connection was fated. "I think God put us in each other's lives for a reason," he said. "Maybe we were supposed to remind each other that love, real love, doesn't always fit into the world's expectations. Sometimes it's just about being there for someone when they need you." Today, Kevin Costner remains one of Hollywood's most respected figures. He's moved on with his life, but he admits Whitney still crosses his mind. "I'll see her in a dream sometimes," he said. "She's laughing, singing, or teasing me about something. And when I wake up, I just smile. Because for a moment, she's still here." As fans revisit The Bodyguard and its timeless soundtrack, they see not just a movie, but a glimpse into something real, a love that existed between two souls who understood each other, even if they could never truly be together. Kevin Costner, now at peace with the past, summed it up best, "Whitney and I shared something the world got to witness, but only we truly understood. She was a once-in-a-lifetime woman, and I'm grateful I got to be part of her story. I'll always be her bodyguard, at least in spirit."